When someone you love breaks your heart, it feels as if the world itself has turned against you. The nights stretch long, and the ache within becomes almost unbearable. You question yourself, your worth, and the choices that led you to this pain. But hear me out. This pain is not your identity. It's a moment, a fleeting chapter in the vast book of your life. You see, love is powerful. It's raw, it's beautiful, but it's also risky. When someone breaks your heart, it's easy to think that your worth was somehow wrapped up in their acceptance, their affection, their loyalty. But that's where we get it wrong. Your worth is not dependent on anyone's validation. The love you gave, the kindness, the loyalty, that was all you. That was your strength. And just because someone couldn't honor it doesn't mean it was any less valuable. What do you do now? You rise. You gather the pieces of your shattered heart, not with bitterness, but with resolve. You transform that pain into power, not the power to retaliate or seek revenge, but the power to rebuild, to stand taller than before. Because when someone tries to break you, they don't get to decide your story. You do. When they walk away, don't let their departure break your spirit. Instead, let it ignite a fire within you. Work on yourself. Focus on your dreams, your passions. Elevate yourself so high that the next time they see you, they can't help but feel the weight of their mistake. You don't break their ego by seeking revenge or flaunting false happiness. You break it by being genuinely unshaken, by thriving, by becoming the best version of yourself despite the storm they left behind. People often expect those they hurt to fall apart, to crumble under the weight of rejection or betrayal. But when you stand unbroken, when you channel that hurt into growth, into success, into becoming wiser and more resilient, that's when their ego shatters. They realize they didn't break you, they only propelled you. You owe it to yourself to heal, to rise, to transform, not to prove them wrong, but to honor the strength within you that refused to be defeated. So embrace the pain, but don't stay there. Let it mold you, shape you, and make you unstoppable. The greatest response is not revenge, but evolution. Keep moving forward and let them see that their absence did not diminish you, but empowered you. 2/2 Self. Worth is independent. Your value is not determined by someone else's acceptance or affection. Your kindness, love, and loyalty reflect your strength, not a weakness. Pain is temporary, growth is permanent. Heartbreak is a moment, not an identity. Use the pain as a catalyst for personal growth rather than a reason to break down. Rise without retaliation. The best way to break someone's ego who hurt you is not through revenge, but by thriving and becoming the best version of yourself. Transformation over reaction. Focus on self-improvement. Build your dreams, strengthen your character, and cultivate your happiness, making them realize they never truly broke you. Embrace evolution. The ultimate victory is not in proving them wrong, but in proving to yourself that you are stronger, wiser, and unstoppable. Self-worth is independent. Embrace your unshakable value in a world where validation is often sought through the eyes of others. It is crucial to understand that your self-worth is a treasure that must never be placed in someone else's hands. Your value is not defined by the love you receive, the recognition you are given, or the acceptance of those around you. It is an intrinsic truth, a flame that burns within, untouched by external opinions, untainted by rejection, and unwavering in the face of betrayal. When someone you love walks away, when they choose to ignore the kindness you offered, or when they take your love for granted, it is easy to question yourself. Thoughts flood your mind. Was I not good enough? Was I too much or too little? But these are illusions, shadows that creep in when we forget the truth. Your worth was never dependent on their affection. Their failure to see your value does not diminish it. Their inability to appreciate your loyalty is a reflection of their own blindness, not of your inadequacy. Self-worth is a profound understanding of who you are at your core. It is the recognition that your love is a gift, not a privilege to be taken lightly. Your kindness is a reflection of your inner strength, your capacity to give, even when you have been hurt before. It is a mirror of your courage, a testament to your resilience. Those who fail to honor it only reveal their inability to match your depth. This independence of self worth means that you do not need to beg for attention, chase after affection, or mold yourself to fit someone else's expectations. You are not an empty vessel waiting to be filled with validation. You are a complete, radiant being whose light does not dim simply because someone chose to turn away. The moment you understand that your value is intrinsic, you stop seeking closure from those who left you in confusion. You stop trying to make them understand what they lost, because their understanding is not your responsibility. Their recognition is not the measure of your worth. You find peace in knowing that your love, your kindness, and your loyalty were never wasted. They were expressions of who you are. They were reflections of your heart, your capacity to care, and your ability to give freely. When your self-worth is independent, you become unshakable. Rejection does not destroy you, betrayal does not diminish you, and heartbreak does not define you. Instead, you become someone who can walk away with dignity, who can stand alone without feeling lonely, who can love deeply without losing themselves. You become a force, resilient, unwavering, unstoppable. Remember, those who cannot value you are simply blind to your worth, but their blindness does not make you any less valuable. Your worth is like the sun, it shines regardless of who acknowledges its light. Some may close their eyes, but the sun remains brilliant, unwavering, and glorious. So, let yourself-worth be the foundation upon which you stand. Let it be the voice that whispers to you in the darkness, reminding you of your strength. Let it be the armor that protects you from the words and actions of those who fail to see your value. And most importantly, let it be the compass that guides you toward those who recognize and honor the beauty of who you truly are. Stand tall, knowing that your worth is not something to be earned. It is something you were born with. It is yours, and no one can take it away. Pain is temporary, growth is permanent. Transforming heartbreak into strength in the quiet of the night, when your heart aches and your thoughts seem louder than ever, it can feel as though the pain will never end. Heartbreak has a way of making time stand still, trapping you in a loop of sadness, regret, and longing. But here is a truth you must hold on to. Pain is temporary. It is a storm that may rage, but it does not last forever. What is truly lasting is what you choose to do with that pain, whether you allow it to shatter you or use it to shape you. Growth is permanent. Heartbreak is an experience, not an identity. It is a moment, a chapter in the story of your life, but it is not the entire book. When someone you love betrays you, when their absence leaves a void, it is natural to grieve. It is okay to cry, to feel the weight of the loss, to question why it happened. But do not mistake that moment of suffering as the definition of who you are. You are not just the tears you shed or the sleepless nights you endure. You are the strength you build as you choose to rise. Pain is a teacher, a brutal one perhaps, but a teacher nonetheless. It reveals the depths of your emotions, the intensity of your love, and even the vulnerabilities you possess. But it also shows you what you can withstand. It is through the storms that the strongest trees are rooted. Similarly, it is through the hardest trials that the most resilient souls are forged. Instead of letting heartbreak define you, let it refine you. Take that pain and channel it into purpose. Use it as a mirror to reflect on yourself, not with blame or self-criticism, but with honesty. Ask yourself, what have I learned about myself through this? What do I now know about what I truly deserve? Growth begins when you shift your focus from what you have lost to what you can gain from this experience. You may discover strengths you never knew you had, the ability to stand alone, the courage to move forward, the wisdom to choose yourself even when someone else didn't. You may uncover talents that were buried beneath the comfort of a relationship, passions you had forgotten, or dreams you once put aside. Pain has a way of clearing the fog, of pushing you to seek your own light. But growth is not automatic. It is a choice. It is the decision to heal rather than dwell, to learn rather than regret, to rise rather than remain broken. It is about taking back control of your story. Those who hurt you may have tried to write a painful chapter, but they do not get to dictate how the story ends. You do. So let your pain fuel your transformation. Turn your heartbreak into a reason to prioritize self-care, to build your dreams, to become someone stronger, wiser, and more compassionate. Let it be the fire that forges you, not the weight that drowns you. Remember, a broken heart is not the end. It is a beginning. It is the soil from which your resilience grows, the crucible in which your character is tested, and the darkness in which your inner light is discovered. One day, you will look back on this pain not with bitterness, but with gratitude, because you will realize that without it, you might never have become the remarkable person you are meant to be. Pain is temporary, but the strength, wisdom, and courage you gain from overcoming it are forever. Choose to be transformed, not destroyed. Choose to grow. Rise without retaliation. Transform your pain into power. There is an instinct within us that screams for justice when we are wronged. When someone hurts us, when they betray our trust, take our love for granted, or walk away without a second thought, anger flares, and the desire for revenge becomes a whisper that grows louder with each heartbeat. But here lies a profound truth. True strength is not found in retaliation, but in resilience. To rise without retaliation is to reclaim your power without stooping to the level of those who wronged you. Retaliation is a reaction. It is an attempt to inflict the same hurt that you were given, a desperate plea for acknowledgement, for them to see and feel your pain. But in seeking revenge, you allow them to control your actions, to dictate your peace. They become the center of your thoughts, your focus, your energy. You become trapped in a cycle of anger, constantly looking for ways to make them feel what you felt. But here is the truth. Revenge is temporary. It may provide a fleeting sense of satisfaction, but it does not heal the wounds within. It does not restore your happiness. It does not bring you peace. On the other hand, rising without retaliation is an act of true strength and wisdom. It is the choice to prioritize your growth, your happiness, and your future over a fleeting sense of vengeance. It is the understanding that the best way to break someone's ego is not by hurting them back, but by showing them that their actions did not break you. That you are unshaken, that you are better than the darkness they tried to cast over you. When you choose to rise, you take back control. You direct your focus away from them and toward yourself. You channel that pain into passion, into building your dreams, enhancing your skills, strengthening your character. You allow yourself to heal not out of spite, but out of love for yourself. You become the best version of yourself, not to prove a point, but because you deserve it. Imagine their surprise when they see you thriving, your happiness unbroken, your confidence even stronger, your life flourishing. While they may have expected you to crumble, you become someone they can no longer reach, someone beyond their influence. This is the true way to break an ego, not through words or petty actions, but through silent, undeniable growth. But rising without retaliation is not about pretending to be okay or forcing a fake smile. It is about genuine healing. It is about accepting the pain, learning from it, and allowing it to guide you toward becoming wiser, kinder, and more resilient. It is about surrounding yourself with people who value you, pursuing passions that fulfill you, and creating a life so rich and vibrant that their absence becomes irrelevant. Those who hurt you often expect you to be devastated, to linger in sorrow, to seek their attention even in anger. But when you rise without retaliation, you shatter that expectation. You show them that their actions have no power over your peace, and in doing so, you also free yourself from the chains of bitterness, from the weight of vengeance, and from the darkness they tried to cast over you. So let go of the desire to retaliate, replace it with a desire to rise, to thrive, to transform. Let your success be your response, your happiness be your statement, and your inner peace be your victory. One day, they may look at you and realize that they did not break you. They only pushed you to become unstoppable. In this life, your energy is your most precious resource. Do not waste it on those who do not deserve it. Instead, invest it in yourself, turn your pain into purpose, your heartbreak into a breakthrough, rise without retaliation, not because they deserve your forgiveness, but because you deserve your freedom. Transformation over reaction, turning pain into purpose in the aftermath of heartbreak, when emotions are raw and the sting of betrayal is fresh. It is natural to feel the urge to react, to lash out, to defend yourself, to make them understand the pain they caused. But here lies a path far greater than reaction, a path of transformation. Transformation over reaction is the decision to turn your suffering into strength, your disappointment into determination, and your heartbreak into healing. Reaction is instinctive. It is a burst of anger, a rush of hurt, a cascade of words spoken in the heat of emotion. But reaction is also a surrender of control, a sign that someone else's actions have dictated your state of mind. When you react, you allow them to live in your thoughts, to influence your emotions, to shape your days. You may think you are standing up for yourself, but in reality, you are giving them power over your peace. Transformation, on the other hand, is a choice. It is the calm after the storm, the quiet decision that you will not be defined by what has been done to you. It is recognizing that while you cannot change how someone treated you, you have full control over how you respond, how you heal, and how you grow. Transformation is your declaration that you will not be a victim of circumstance, but a victor over it. How do you transform instead of react? You begin by focusing on yourself, not out of selfishness, but out of self-respect. You build your dreams, those ambitions you may have set aside while investing in someone who didn't see your worth. Dust off those passions, pursue that career you always wanted, learn new skills, embrace new hobbies. Every step you take toward your dreams is a step away from the darkness they tried to leave you in. Strengthen your character. Let this experience teach you about your own resilience, your capacity to love deeply, and your ability to stand alone. Character is not built in comfort. It is forged in the fires of adversity. This heartbreak is not a sign of your weakness, but an opportunity to become wiser, stronger, and more compassionate. Reflect on what you have learned about yourself, what you will never again tolerate, and the kind of people you truly deserve in your life. Cultivate your happiness and do so unapologetically. Happiness is the greatest victory you can achieve over those who hurt you. Find joy in small things, in the warmth of the sun, in the laughter of friends, in the quiet peace of your own company. Redefine your sense of fulfillment not as something given by others, but as something you create for yourself. As you transform, something remarkable happens. Those who thought they broke you begin to realize their mistake. They see that their departure did not shatter you, it set you free. They see you rising, smiling, thriving, and in that moment they are forced to confront the truth. They never truly broke you. They only revealed the strength you had all along. But your transformation is not for them. It is for you. It is your journey of becoming someone so complete, so self-assured, that no one's absence can take away your peace. It is your reminder that happiness was never something they gave you. It is something you create, something you nurture within. One day you will look back at this pain not with regret but with gratitude, because without it you may never have discovered your own resilience, your own brilliance. You may never have built the life you are now proud of. This is the gift of transformation. It takes what was meant to destroy you and uses it to make you unstoppable. So choose transformation over reaction. Let them see you rise, but more importantly, let yourself see it. Stand as living proof that pain does not define you, it refines you. And remember, the most powerful response you can ever give to those who doubted you is not words or retaliation. It is the quiet, undeniable proof of your growth, your joy, and your unwavering peace. Embrace evolution, proving your strength to yourself, not to them. When someone you love walks away, when their betrayal leaves you questioning everything, it is natural to want to prove them wrong. You want them to see your worth, to regret losing you, to understand the mistake they made. But in this pursuit of proving them wrong, you can easily become trapped, chasing their recognition instead of your own peace. True victory is not found in making them see your value. It is found in proving to yourself that you are stronger, wiser, and unstoppable. It is found in embracing evolution. Evolution is a journey of growth, a process of becoming, a transformation from who you were into who you are destined to be. When heartbreak strikes, it feels like an ending. But in truth, it is a beginning, a chance to shed the old version of yourself, the one who was willing to settle for less, the one who gave endlessly to those who took you for granted. This is the moment you become someone new, not out of spite, but out of self-respect. Embracing evolution begins with self-awareness. It is looking at your pain not as a punishment, but as a lesson. What did this experience teach you about your own boundaries, about the kind of love you truly deserve, about the strength you never knew you had? Instead of asking why they hurt you, ask yourself what you have gained from this pain. Because in every heartbreak there is hidden wisdom, in every rejection a revelation. Evolution means choosing yourself. It means making your healing a priority, nurturing your mental and emotional well-being, and rediscovering the person you were before they came along. It means embracing solitude, not as loneliness, but as a sacred space where you reconnect with your own dreams, your own values, your own joy. It means letting go of the urge to seek their attention, their apology, their validation. You do not need them to see your worth for it to exist. Focus on self-improvement. This is not about becoming someone they would regret losing. It is about becoming someone you are proud of. Invest in your goals, explore new passions, enhance your skills, build a life so rich and fulfilling that it reflects your inner strength. This is how you embrace evolution, not by waiting for them to notice, but by making every day a testament to your growth. But evolution is not just about achievement. It is about character. It is about becoming kinder, not bitter, compassionate, not vengeful. It is about understanding that their betrayal says more about them than it ever did about you. It is about forgiving yourself for the love you gave, for the chances you offered, for the hope you held on to. You did not lose, they did. They lost someone who loved with a pure heart, someone who believed in them, someone who was willing to give them a chance. But you gained yourself. In this journey of evolution, you will find that your peace no longer depends on their apology, your confidence no longer rests on their acceptance, and your happiness is no longer a performance for them to see. It becomes real, genuine, and deeply rooted within you. One day you will wake up, look in the mirror, and see someone you are proud of, not because you proved them wrong, but because you proved yourself right. You will see someone who survived the storm, who turned pain into purpose, and who transformed heartbreak into a higher sense of self-worth. And in that moment, they may look at you with regret, but it will not matter. Because your evolution was never about them. It was about you. It was about discovering that you are complete on your own, that your happiness is not dependent on anyone else, and that your strength is a force they could never break. So embrace evolution. Let it be your silent, powerful victory, not a loud declaration of revenge, but a quiet testament of resilience. not a desperate cry for attention, but an undeniable display of your growth. Let them go and let yourself grow. Remember, the ultimate victory is not in proving them wrong. It is in proving to yourself that you are stronger, wiser, and unstoppable. So, in the face of heartbreak, stand firm. Let the tears that once fell become the rain that nourishes your soul. Let the pain that tried to shatter you become the fire that forges your strength. Do not seek vengeance or validation from those who could not see your worth. Instead, rise, not with anger, but with grace. Transform not to prove them wrong, but to reveal to yourself the greatness that was always within you. Remember, your worth is not determined by those who walk away, but by the courage with which you stand. Pain is but a moment, but your growth is forever. Refuse to react in bitterness. Rise without retaliation. Evolve beyond their doubts, beyond their betrayal. For the greatest victory is not in proving them wrong. It is in becoming someone so strong, so wise, and so radiant that they become a distant memory, while you become unstoppable.